Hi everyone and welcome. Today I want to introduce you to one of my clients, Nadège. She's a coach and a teacher and she lives in Paris in France. And she has been struggling with overeating and eating way too much sugar for over 30 years. So that is very similar to what I have been going through. And we have been seeing each other for every week for 10 weeks, and she has also simultaneously gone through my 6 weeks to quit sugar course. And I tell you, this lady has put so much hard work into the process of quitting sugar, and I'm really, really proud of her. So I wanted to just show you what she has to say about how she has experienced this whole journey.
Hi, everyone. So, yes, I've been working with Pim for 10 weeks now, and here's what I can tell you. So, when I first had a look at the presentation she did on her website, and I was really attracted to the title, quit eating sugar, that I really thought, oh, that's for me. That's exactly me. I want to quit sugar. I want to quit eating sugar. I don't want cravings for sugar anymore. So, I was really attracted to that. And then I saw that it would require 6 weeks of 6 weeks, 6 hours a week, 6 hours of work a week. And I was just like, oh, maybe that's a bit too much. Maybe I can't do it. But actually, when I started working with her, it all came down to something very easy because we would meet twice a week, and then I would be coached, and then she gave me homework, but that's it. And the homework meant that I had to pay attention to what I was doing, what I was thinking, how I was eating, which I was doing anyway. I was eating anyway. So it just meant being conscious, and that was what it was about. So it was quite interesting. I first doubted that I could make it when I saw the video, but then it was really easy. So they were actually her awesome videos and her audio. So I would actually watch a bit of the videos, but mostly I would listen to the audios, and I love doing that while doing the dishes or running errands or doing things. So I would, something that's very mundane could be very interesting. And very interesting it was indeed, because our content is so good. She's really an expert on what she talks about. And she's really impressive. And I felt I could ask her anything, and she would know. And she did. She really knows everything. So that was really mind blowing. So really good. What else? Yeah. Right. And well, I'm a teacher, so I believe in a homework. And she gave me homework. So not all the time, but sometimes in between sessions, she would tell me, oh, I would like you to try this or this. And that felt good because in between sessions, I wanted to see how I could progress and how to give myself a challenge. And so that was it. Very simple challenges, by the way, nothing impossible. But that was the point, I guess, to see how I could progress and how I could evolve along the way in between sessions. So I was glad. I liked having that. And I didn't feel overwhelmed at all because it was quite simple. So, for instance, focus on my sensations when I was eating something like sugar, because I was, but really paying attention, really becoming aware of what I was doing, how it was, you know, going with my body, what it was creating, or writing down everything, all the kind of cravings I could have during days, and also actually creating cravings to see what it was like, to see what I felt like and what I was thinking around those. So that was quite good. Because it was easy. It didn't require a lot of time, and yet it was really interesting to see what I was thinking around that. Instead of being, no, 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 I just don't want to think about sugar, but on the contrary, let's see what I'm thinking and let's deal with that. And I used to think it was going to be something terrible, some terrible truth about myself. But actually, it was just, I want that. So that was not too scary. So that it was good to know. It was very good to know. So it was very a clear path and step-by-step process, which I like because it felt possible. It felt realistic. It felt like something I could do. Because I used to really believe that it was not for me. There was nothing to be done. I was wrong. So good. So good to find out. And on her videos, what I love about Pim is that she speaks in a very clear way. She's an expert in a field, but she makes it, understandable. And she uses words like, for instance, she uses words like everyone, so words that everyone knows that it's part of the common language, like cravings, for instance. Or she also mentions Big Brother, and so everybody knows what they refer to, so everybody understands, and she makes it very, very easy to get. We also addressed all kinds of issues. So not only my cravings for sugar, but also body image, which is an issue for me. And it was really interesting to see what I was thinking and what I could do about it. So that was interesting. We also talked about family because eating is also a family thing. And so it was so interesting to see how I was thinking about my family as far as food was related. So she helped me a lot with that. What I loved about her was that she's full of compassion and understanding. She doesn't judge. And that was super important for me because I used to judge myself very harshly. And of course, I was thinking that everybody else would be judging me very harshly too. What a surprise. She didn't. So it made it very easy to actually talk to her and open up. And I felt that after each session with her, I would take away some of her compassion with me along the way.
Oh.
And that would help me not judge myself as harshly as I used to. And I'm actually still working on my self compassion, and it's really helping too. So I believe that her influence in that matter is really helping me still now. Just not to judge myself, not to be too harsh, not to beat myself up. What else? Yes, and her compassion showed also when, well, I live in France, in Paris. She lives in New Zealand. So the time, the times are completely different for her and for me. And she found the perfect slot so that I wouldn't go to bed too late. And I hope she didn't have to get up too early just for me. But that was so sweet of her to find the right slot for me. She understood, and she made it easy on this way too. And that really made a huge difference because I also need to work on my sleep. So that was important for me. Um, mm, mm, what else? Yes, and as for my results, which is, I think, the most important thing, well, because I'm so used to beating myself up, when she asked me to talk about my results, I was like, well, I'm sure that everyone else got results but me, honestly. It's just me, so of course I won. But when I took the time to think about it, I realized, well, I've come a long way. In 10 weeks, so much has happened, even though it was step by step. So I didn't really, recognize it. And of course, it didn't it wasn't a straight line, so there was a period of a straight line, and then I went backwards, but then it was to go forward again, and even better, in a better way. So no, what's interesting is that today I had that experiment. I was thinking, well, I used to not only crave eating sugar, but also eat sugar and overeat sugar and be completely unconscious. So I thought, oh, okay, let's see what it's like now, because now I didn't really fancy sugar. I don't really care when it's here, but I wanted to see what it tasted like. So I bought what used to be my favorite chocolate cake, which is moelleux au chocolat, if you want to know the French, the French term for it. And there's this bakery next to my school, which has or had this most fantastic. It's moist, it's thick, it's tasty, flavorful, sweet too, chocolate piece of cake. And I had this today, and while I was eating it, I was thinking they must have changed the recipe because it tastes awful. Just, and I was just very surprised. And it wasn't as moist as before. It was kind of chunky too, and it felt a bit like burnt. It wasn't burnt though. I had a look at it, and the taste, I could feel it in my mouth. It made my teeth furry, which I hate, and it burnt my throat, and the sugar went straight to my head and gave me a headache immediately. All symptoms that I used not to recognize, not to see, not to be aware of, because I was so focused on the pleasure that I thought I was getting from eating sugar. So it was really interesting. And so I'm just, okay, so I ate that cake and I was just like, ugh, No, thank you. It was so interesting to notice that I'm not attached to it anymore. I used to want to see sweets, especially cakes, as if they were onions, something that I'm really not interested in. And I think I'm getting there. I think that's exactly what experienced tonight. It's just like, why? why? Why did I used to like that? It's not even good. And so what's interesting is that I used to want a piece of cake, and then want some more immediately. Even while I was eating the first one, I would think about the next one. But today I was just like, oh, bother. So I think that even though I couldn't see my progress, I have made tremendous progress. And of course, I'm thinking now that it's not black or white, because that's a tendency of mine too, that I tend to think of myself as it's either completely good or completely bad, or it's either I want to eat all the sugar on the planet or not at all. And I was forcing myself not to. But right now, I think I'm in the middle, where I'm just like, yep, there's sugar around me. And it's true too, because my husband has bought lots of sweets and biscuits, and I just don't care. It's just, yeah, it's there. So what? So thank you very much, Pim, for making it possible, even though I'm still in this disbelief. But I think my brain is taking its time to catch up with actually what my body is experiencing, which is so interesting.
It will.
Yeah.
Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Thank
You're
you.
just pouring love at me. I love you.
You deserve it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but that
didn't think it was possible.
I just want to say that that is amazing what you
Mm.
have done and where you are right now when it doesn't taste nice anymore. And I'm sure, as you said, you went forward and you went backwards and then you went
Mm.
forward again. It's probably going to happen again, but you
Mm.
know that now,
I know that now, and I can
and
take
it's
care of
okay.
it.
Yes, and it's okay.
Mm.
And I
Yeah.
just think you're amazing. I think all my clients are amazing because they just get such good results, and it's always making my heart jump around. It makes me so happy to see. Thank you
Oh,
so much,
thank you. Thank you.
and good luck
Yeah.
in the future.
You too. I hope lots of amazing clients are going to come your way, because it's
Of
going to
course.
be fantastic for you and for them.
Yes.
So something you you gave me, which was amazing, is that you believed in me more than I believed in myself. And right from the start, you said, yeah, of course you can do this. And I was just like, really? How do you know? Prove it to me. And because you didn't flinch, you really believed in me. There was no second guessing and thinking, yeah, maybe not. No, you were all in more than I was. And of course, I felt committed, because I had booked those sessions with you. I had, signed up. But there was still that doubt. And your world was, yes, of course you can do this. You were so convinced that I felt, my doubt started. I started feeling doubtful about my own doubt, which turned into a kind of confidence, because if you believed in me, maybe that was because I could do it. And I proved to myself that, yes, indeed, I could do it. And even though sometimes, as we said, I fell off the track, because you still believed in me. You didn't lose that belief. And that made me think, oh, she still believes in me. So maybe,
Maybe.
maybe I can go back on track. And so I guess that's huge, because I did not believe in myself at all. And so that really helped. And then, yeah, it felt hard towards the end, because I was thinking, oh, but if she doesn't believe, well, if she's not here to believe in me, then how can I believe in myself? But
Uh,
then, okay, I have to let you go. I have to let go of your hand and
yes.
do it by myself. But I think that's part of the work too. I know
Mm.
I I can't rely on everyone else. I have to trust myself
Yes.
at some point, and I'm learning that too. So
Yeah,
that's interesting. So
something that
thank
I
you.
remember from, I
Hmm.
think it was even the first session that we had, you said something that I don't think I can do this forever,
Mm,
or something along those lines, that I
right.
don't think I can ever quit sugar forever.
Yeah.
And I just told you that you don't have to quit it forever. You just have to commit to these 10 weeks. And
Mm-mm.
that seemed to change things around in your head quite a lot, I think. I don't know what you were thinking at the time, but it seemed like, oh yeah, yeah, that's an option. I can do that, probably. I don't know if that helped.
Yes, because it's always this black and white thinking,
Hmm.
it has to be forever or it has not, or it's not at all. And
Yeah.
yeah, thinking, okay, it's for 10 weeks and then
Hmm.
I reassess, as you said.
Yes.
Yes, that helped.
And now
And
you feel like you can do it forever?
yes, that's definitely what I feel. And I know that I'm going to eat sugar again and that it doesn't mean a thing. I don't make it mean anything else.
Mm.
Whereas before, I used to think, oh gosh, I've eaten some sugar. It's over forever. Let's have the whole cake. Let's have
That's
the
so
whole
good.
bakery. But now I'm thinking, yep, I had some sugar. So what? It doesn't mean anything about me. It doesn't mean that I'm a bad person. I just ate something. That's it. It's
Yes.
not as big a deal. And of course, that then helps me move on
Mm.
simply. And that's so good.
That is good.
Yeah.
That's
And I'm
really
so,
good for you to know and to believe in,
mm,
that it doesn't mean anything about you. It doesn't mean
mhm,
that you failed. It doesn't mean that you're a bad person or that you
mhm.
can't do it.
Yeah, and getting rid of all that judgment really helps me to see the sugar for what it is and sweets and cakes for what they
Mm.
are. I used to believe that they would bring me comfort and some kind of relief,
Mm.
but no, they're just food. They give me headaches. That's
Yeah,
it. And that's
perfect.
all. And I don't want that. And if I want to feel comfort or relief, there are other ways.
Mm.
And so I know that I'll keep looking for the comfort and looking for the relief in the food I used to eat because there's still this neural pathway. Is
Yeah.
that correct?
Yep.
In my brain, it's still there. Of course, I still
Mm.
have my I still have the same brain. It hasn't
Yes.
changed. It's still me, but it's been rewired as if
Yeah.
it's been changed, and I know that it's fading away.
Yay.
So it's been 10 weeks. It's been a process, and I'm still focusing on that because it's still very important to me to realize that that kind of food is not what I want to eat for various reasons, which I like. And that's it. It doesn't mean anything about me. I'm not a bad person because I eat or don't eat sugar. That's it.
So good. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you find her as inspiring as I do. She's just one of these people that no matter how many times she's having a setback or getting knocked down, she just keeps going and going and going. And I think that is the main reason why I really believe in this woman and her success long term. I have no doubt that in a few years' time she will look back and think, what was I worrying about? I don't care for sugar anymore, and it's not a huge deal anymore. And that also goes for anything that she wants to do in her life, including her coaching career as well. Speaking of which, if we have any French people watching here or other people that whose first language isn't English and you want to feel more confident speaking English, whether it's for yourself or for work purposes, this is exactly what Nadège is actually specializing in. So for those of you who want to get in contact with her, I will post her link down below where you can actually get in contact with her and you can just contact her and maybe you can work together in the future. And if you want to quit sugar as well and you want my help to do so, you can check my page out here on this address. I'll get it up on the screen. I will post that in the comments as well so that it's easy for you to click on it. You will find info on that page about pretty much everything that I do. It has links to my social media, it has links to my 6 weeks to quit sugar program, which is a really good program if you want to quit sugar on your own terms and just doing it on your own. It will give you all the tools and all the knowledge that you need, lots of exercises, challenges. So it's almost like being coached without actually being coached. And if you want to work with me in face to face, then I will have any opportunities for you to do so on the same page as well. So just have a look there if you're interested, and yeah, take it from there. You can always book in for a free consultation with me. I'm open for that. So have a brilliant day.